Hey, what's going on, Z Nation? Zaid here on ZSN. And today, guys, we're going to be talking about the Los Angeles Lakers and Media Day. Finally, it has uh, approached for, finally we get to talk about what the players are feeling when it comes to this upcoming season and their new head coach in JJ Redick and the expectations going into the new year of 2024 season of the NBA. And guys, I just have to say, this is always a great year when it comes to media day and just to get to know the players. But this time around, it's still the same roster. So, it is still the same players. So we already know a lot about them other than Dalton Connect and Bronny James, who it's going to be a historic season for the father and son duo in the NBA, which I'm so excited to see, especially as a Laker and, seeing that in the Lakers franchise. So, it is an historic moment for sure for sports fans. And, it's just going to be very fun to see what are they all about. So, I'm going to get into all that for sure, and some takeaways, some recaps, and breakdowns. I mean, everything about media day for the Los Angeles Lakers, and some key things that we honestly saw from this, from this media day that I really think that there's some positivity that we should really look forward to for this Lakers team moving forward into this regular season. And tomorrow begins training camp. There's, I believe, 3 days of training camp until Friday's first preseason game. So the return of Lakers basketball is going to be on Friday for preseason against the Minnesota Timberwolves. So really can't wait to get into all of that. But before anything, like always, guys, please be sure to like this live stream. And of course, follow me all across social media: Facebook, Instagram, X. I'm also on TikTok and Threads as well. So please be sure to follow me all across social media. The links will be in the description of this live stream. So you guys check me out on social media, on Facebook and all that. So please be sure to do so. And of course, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. It's really important that you do so you'll be in the know about everything that goes down when it comes to the Los Angeles Lakers. I will be going live when it comes to the Lakers' first preseason game. And it sort of depends on preseason if I will go for multiple live streams for preseasons, but it depends on you guys if you want to hear my thoughts and my opinions about the Lakers and their preseason games. But make no mistake, I will be going live for every single 82 games of the regular season. The return of ZSN post game show is returning, and I really can't wait to get into the thoughts and opinions about and my analysis about every single Lakers games. Going into the new NBA season of 2024-2025 season. So stay tuned, hit that notification bell. I really appreciate it. And without further ado, guys, let's just get right into media day. It was a lot of excitement, lots of excitement. And actually, I forgot something. Hold on for a second, guys. My apologies. I took some notes. Took some notes of the media day and our players getting into their opinions and their thoughts about their expectations going into the NBA season. So I took some notes and all that, as you can see here. I mean, lots of notes here. So hope you all will make sure. Hopefully, you guys are you know ready to go for all my thoughts and opinions about it. And I've seen the comments coming in from Daniel. Welcome back to the live stream. Really appreciate you. And Lakers 2024 chance soon. It sort of remains to be seen at this point. I mean, after the whole trade that went down with the New York Knicks and the Timberwolves, sure, it kind of gives the Lakers a bit of an edge wise to move up within the standings in the Western Conference. But Other than that, not so much a big of a change when it comes to the Lakers' expectations for championship wise. But you never know; anything could happen. Anything could surprise us when it comes to this upcoming season. Anything could happen. I mean, 2 years ago, I didn't really think the Lakers were going to make the Western Conference Finals. I mean, none of us really did. But you know, things can happen. So I really, really, really am looking forward to this NBA season and the expectations going into this NBA season. So, but let's get right into media day. Obviously, we began with the conversations, from our introductions from our star players. And the first was Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis, had a lot to say when it comes to his opinion about, JJ Redick, the new coach, and the expectations going into the new season. And it's basically the same thing that we always been hearing from multiple players every single media day. And, it's always great to hear it. But at the same time, I mean, there's not a lot of surprise really to what we had to hear from some of our players. But one thing that really struck out for me when it comes to all the players that were talking about their expectations going into the season was that JJ Redick wants the Lakers to shoot more threes, which has been the whole theme of all the players speaking out about it. And I personally like the idea. I mean, we would want to see the Lakers team shoot more threes and, be better shooters compared to most teams in the Western Conference. So, it is something that should be expectations for sure going into the NBA season. And, just continuing on what AD had to say, I mean, he wants JJ Redick wants uh, Anthony Davis to shoot more threes. And, it kind of brings me back to his first year as with the Los Angeles Lakers, when he was shooting around, I believe, 31, 32% from the three. I mean, that's not bad for a big guy that can shoot threes. And since then, it's just been a constant decline when it comes to his shooting the three throughout his career with the Los Angeles Lakers. And most of that had to do with him playing more on the defensive side and him playing more center than power forward. And, we just needed, Anthony Davis at times to play his best basketball when it comes to his defensive role on the team. And, that's just something that we relied upon. And to the point that he got snubbed for getting defensive player of the year, in my opinion, last season. He had a great defensive year for the Los Angeles Lakers. And, he really, he just got snubbed because of it. And I just hope this time around he gets it because, it seems like it's going to be his year defensively. I mean, he's really going to step up for the Los Angeles Lakers defensively, especially now. I mean, it's the same roster, what it was last season, and still no improvements from the center role position other than getting Christian Coloco, who is a two-way contract. So, it is something that the Lakers for sure need to improve on probably mid-season, maybe at the trade deadline to bring some help for Anthony Davis at their center position if somehow Christian Coloco does not work out for the Los Angeles Lakers. But and if somehow Jackson Hayes doesn't improve on his skill set from last season, and I'll get to him in just a bit. But, when it comes down to it, he's obviously brought up the idea of that he wants to contribute more for the Los Angeles Lakers for sure on the defensive side for sure. And he has to because Lakers are so depleted on the defensive side because of the lack of size, for sure at the big position. So other than that, Anthony Davis has a huge role for the Lakers going into this upcoming season. And, it's not going to be anything too surprising because, we all know how great Anthony Davis is when it comes to his defensive side and offensive side. He's a great scorer, MVP caliber guy when it comes down to it. But, I hope this time around going into the new season and with expectations is that maybe he'll get defensive player of the year. I mean, that's my hope. Hope he gets it. MVP is a bit of a stretch because most of the votings in the NBA and don't really see as Anthony Davis as an MVP caliber guy, but we think so, but he always gets snubbed for because of it. So, and guys, it is something that for sure it is something that I really hope that Anthony Davis achieve. But that's the expectations that he wants to see from himself is to be a better shooter, shooting more threes this season compared to the past couple of years as part of the Los Angeles Lakers. But for sure, and when it comes down to it, guys, he looks more bigger. I don't know if you guys noticed, but when you look at Anthony Davis now, he looks more bigger compared to his past couple of years with the Los Angeles Lakers. If anything, after the championship in 2020, he kind of looks like the same size that he once was in 2021 compared to now. I mean, that's the type of comparison where I'm getting from Anthony Davis when it comes to his size going into this NBA season. That's my memory of how big he was compared to the last couple of years as part of the Los Angeles Lakers. So, but other than that, I mean, that's the expectations for Anthony Davis, and I'm so excited to see what he's capable of being this time around with the Los Angeles Lakers. And will he get Defensive Player of the Year? Remains to be seen. And that's my expectations for Anthony Davis. But I hope he has that expectations for sure going into this new season in the NBA in 2024-2025 season. So that's Anthony Davis for you. Obviously, LeBron James, his excitement. His excitement is well known throughout the media day, and the expectations and the headline is that he wants to play with his son, and that's the headline throughout this media day for not just LeBron James, but for Bronny James as well. So, and LeBron James saying that he's excited, he's joyful to see and witness his son being on the same team that he is, and him saying that he played more basketball in the NBA even before his son was born. I mean, that's the craziness of how long LeBron James has been playing so far in the NBA, and this is his 22nd season. Going into the new year of NBA. So great accomplishment for LeBron James. He's still the oldest player in the NBA, going to be 40 in December. So, it is another milestone for LeBron James to achieve that. And he's going to. So, with that being said, guys, but most importantly, it is a great situation to be witnessing another opportunity in history to see a father or son duo in the NBA, especially playing for an historic franchise in the Los Angeles Lakers when it comes down to it. What better fitting for that for a father or son duo in basketball than to do it for the Los Angeles Lakers? I mean, that's just magical to witness when it comes down to it. So, just a good, LeBron just being happy about it. And, if anything, he wants to push himself to the highest limit, going into this NBA season. I mean, obviously, he enjoyed his time in Team USA when it comes to his how well he played in Team USA and the type of connection that he had with the top stars in Team USA with Anthony Edwards and Steph Curry and all those guys. I mean, he just loved it. And even though he was mentioning that, he kind of took a swipe at the Lakers, and rightfully so, I have to say it, guys, because Rob Pelinka didn't do anything in free agency. I mean, we're still the same roster that we had last season. The only improvement, or if anything, any change really that he did to the roster is that, he drafted Dalton Connect, drafted Bronny James, and signed Christian Coloco to a two-way contract. So that's the only thing that Rob Pelinka has done in free agency. And now, could he make some other improvements maybe in December once all players are available for trades on December 15th, or maybe at the trade deadline? Sort of remains to be seen. But, obviously LeBron James enjoyed his time in Team USA, and he hopes to resurrect that in the regular season when it comes to his skill set and what he brought to Team USA. Could it that continue on to the Lakers regular season. It just sort of remains to be seen about that. So that's my hope for LeBron James when it comes down to it, especially now he's in his 22nd season. Does he still have enough in the tank to pull that off? I mean, we saw what he did in Team USA. Could he do it with the Lakers? Sort of remains to be seen. But expectations is that he will. And this is LeBron James we're talking about. He always take care of his body, and he has the capability of playing the best level of basketball every single year. We witnessed that last season as well when he had a better shooting career as part of the Los Angeles Lakers compared to multiple years. So it is the expectation for sure. I mean, once again, shooting has been the headlines for this media day when it comes to the Los Angeles Lakers. I mean, that's what JJ Redick wants to see from this Lakers team is to be better shooters and seeing the bigger players and I already mentioned with Anthony Davis to be a shooter, if anything. But expectations. That's the expectation. Will it happen? Sort of remains to be seen. But that's what LeBron James has put out there, and he even said that he's more healthy now than he was last season. I mean, we all know during the postseason, he even admitted that he was not healthy. When it came to that particular series against the Denver Nuggets, and this time around, he said he's more healthy now. It's probably just talk, but at the same time, my hope is that all the players other than LeBron James is that they step up their role and carry the load off of what Max Christie had to say about carrying the load. I mean, I will get to him in just a bit as well. But that's my hope to see from all the Lakers going into this NBA season is to carry the load off and have LeBron James to rest a couple of games here and there, along with Anthony Davis. And that's why, I mean, I will get to D'Angelo Russell in just a bit as well. But, when it comes down to it, I mean, the expectations was that, uh, is that players will step up their role and carry the load. And that's my hope for sure going into this NBA season to preserve, the health of LeBron and Anthony Davis. But, now LeBron James, he said he's more healthy now than he was last season. And he's not thinking about retirement anytime soon. So that gives you a bit of relief in some way that, he's not going to, I guess, leave the Lakers anytime soon. But you never know. Anything can happen from now until next season or probably mid-season, similar to what Kobe experienced when he announced his retirement mid-season. So, it is something that we could expect from LeBron, but you never know. Anything could happen. But that's the expectations that he's putting out there for us, and he says that he can do everything. He can do everything that maybe JJ Redick wants from LeBron James heading into this new season. I mean, he can play point guard, he can play shoot. I mean, that's what I kind of got when it came to him saying that. So, for sure. I mean, he was limited when it came to Darvin Ham and what he wanted to see from LeBron James last season. But, the expectation is that, anything that JJ Redick needs, LeBron James will step up. And, that's what a leader has to do, especially a superstar for your team needs to do, going into a new season. So that's my hope for sure when it comes to LeBron James is to, contribute more and help out more, in every position that he's on. And he's an all around player. I mean, that's what's great about LeBron James when it comes down to it. So, um, but yeah, I mean, that's the gist of it. And, his excitement of playing with his son. I mean, that's obviously another thing. And that's been the kind of another headline for this media day was that the shooting part, but at the same time, was all about LeBron and Bronny James playing together as the first father or son duo in basketball history in the NBA. So, it is something that I personally am looking forward to when it comes down to it. So that's LeBron James for you. Then we have Rui Hachimura. Rui Hachimura is also part of the headlines when it comes to what J.J. Redick wants to see from Rui. And if anything, this is the right situation for Rui Hachimura to be speaking. When it comes to his expectations going into this NBA season, because now with the right lineup in play and him finally starting for the Lakers going into the beginning of opening night of the regular season compared to last season with Darvin Ham having Torian Prince. I mean, this is what we all wanted to see from Rui Hachimura being part of the starting lineup going into the new season. So, this is the opportunity for him. This is the expectations. I mean, once again, the headline is that he wants to shoot more threes, especially from the corner. So that's also another thing that he also brought up when it came down to it. And he believes in the core of this Lakers team, which is also the team chemistry that he's also wants to see from this Lakers team. He wants to have that type of connection going into this new NBA season. So I love to hear that when it comes to having great team chemistry in every single game for the Los Angeles Lakers. Is if it's improved or is it declined? Obviously, Rui Hachimura, wants to improve on that when it comes to the team chemistry of the team and just the core of the team. And he said he wants to go back to the Western Conference Finals. I mean, that's motivation right there that we want to hear. But could we see that from the Lakers? This just sort of remains to be seen because it is still the same roster, and the fact that we weren't capable enough to get past the first round of the postseason. I mean, that's another thing. So, but Rui Hachimura brought up that type of motivation for him is that he wants to get back to the Western Conference. I mean, his first year with the Los Angeles Lakers was just sensational. When it came down to it, I mean, he was just playoff. Rui was just amazing when it comes down to it, along with Austin Reeves. So, could we see that going into this upcoming season? That's our hope. And for him to be starting for the Lakers, kind of brings him more of a motivation to really step up this upcoming season. So all eyes really are going to be on him. But at the same time, we can also think about D'Angelo Russell. But we will get to him in just a bit. And the speculations that we heard from him during the presser, but we will get to him in just a bit. But for those of you who are still watching, thank you all so much for watching ZSN on YouTube. If you haven't yet, please follow me all across social media: Facebook, Instagram, X. I'm also on TikTok and Threads as well. The links will be in the description of this live stream. And the return of Lakers post-game show on ZSN will be returning once the regular season begins. I will be going live Friday for the first preseason game of the return of Lakers basketball. So hit that notification bell, subscribe to the channel for news, rumors, updates, speculations, and analysis, post-game show analysis for ZSN. So I really appreciate all the love support. So thank you all so much. But let's get back to Rui and continue what he had to say. He said he wants to focus more on defense, which is obviously a need for this Lakers team. I mean, once again, we're going back to what Anthony Davis said. He wants to, even though he said he wants to shoot more. I mean, he's going to be a defensive force for us for sure. I mean, he is our top defensive player. With the roster same as it is, there's not a lot of help defensively. But other than having Anthony Davis being our defensive player, there was not a lot of help. But to have Rui Hachimura said that he wants to focus on his defense and he hopes that all the players on the team stay healthy is another thing also that he said when it came down to which we are all hoping that the Lakers will stay healthy and ready to go for the regular season. That's our hope for sure when it comes down to it. And also for him, for him to stay healthy as well. And he also mentioned about team chemistry as well. I mean, he said, this is kind of questionable for me. He said he will guard uh, everyone from 1 to 5. Now, I don't agree with that type of analysis or that type of thinking for him. I mean, if anything, he can do 2 and 5, if anything, or 3 and 5. That would be awesome. But I won't. It would be kind of weird to see him guard like point guards, the elite point guards, Steph Curry and all that. I don't really see him being that type of an elite defensive guy. But if anything, he can guard the 3, guard the second, or guard the fourth. I mean, you never know. I mean, that's the expectation, what he wants to be defensively. going into this upcoming season. And he also said it just also depends on the matchup. So that's also another thing as well. But we just have to wait and see for sure. And he wants to play aggressively and offensively as well. When it comes down to it. So lots of hope, lots of expectations for Rui Hachimura going into this upcoming season, and now being officially part of the starting lineup. Where when he was starting for the Lakers, I mean, we won more games than we had with Taurean Prince being at the starting lineup. So smart move for JJ Redick to announce the starting lineup last week, and having expectations and for Rui Hachimura to step up going into this upcoming season. This is also another thing. So really looking forward to what Rui really has to bring to the table, because we already know about what Anthony Davis and LeBron James brings to the table, but we also need to know about what Rui brings to the table, if he is capable of having I don't want to say a career year, but at the same time, could he have a really good season, step up for the Lakers? It's remains to be seen, but the expectations now and what we hear from him in media day was that, he wants to improve. He wants to help out defensively. He wants to be aggressive on the offensive side, and, you know, have a good chemistry with the team and all that. So that's what we want to hear from Rui Hachimura. And there's a lot of positivity going into this upcoming season for Rui Hachimura, in my opinion. So really looking forward to him, what he brings to the table. And now let's talk about D'Angelo Russell, D'Lo, returning to the Los Angeles Lakers after numerous years of speculations of him being traded. He returns to the Lakers, and with the expectations is that he wants to you know show that he could bring more energy and keep up with the energy that he brought to the Lakers last season. And that's at first it did not wasn't so pretty until trade rumors started to emerge, and then he started to play like an all-star caliber guy. I mean, regular season D'Angelo Russell, he just brings it. I mean, he brings you all-star caliber uh, skill set and player that he was in the regular season. But when it comes to the postseason, we all know who he is. And he apologized to Laker fans, and apologized to everyone that really that he disappointed. And when I heard that, I was like, there was no need to really apologize. I mean, this is how the game is. You know, players get criticized, and when you do something bad or you do something good, at the end of the day you get criticized. I mean, that's still the nature of the sport, and when it comes down to that. So but he felt that he wasn't that professional, and we kind of witnessed that in the postseason when he was not in the huddle and he was just sitting on the sidelines, way far from the group. And that kind of really disappointed me when it came down to that particular moment. But at the same time, he went out there, he apologized and all that. But he kind of took a swipe at the Laker fans. But with this type of atmosphere, you're obviously going to get a lot of criticism when it comes to your game. And we all know, I mean, Lakers Nation, Laker fans, I mean, we're critical when you win and when you're critical when you lose. I mean, this is what's the nature of greatness, of how strong this Laker fan base is when it comes down to it. So, but this is what it is. I mean, this is Lakers Nation. I mean, this is Lakers, fandom when it comes to, how this Lakers storied franchise is all about. I mean, we expect to win. We expect to win championships. I mean, that's been the story for the Lakers for many, many years. It's in its existence when it comes down to it. So, uh, and just having that being out there for D'Angelo Russell was that he wanted to put that out there. It's great to hear, but at the same time, we just hope that he makes sure that he shows up on day one in the regular season. That's my hope for sure. He continues on by saying that he wants to be he wants the Lakers to finish games, at the end of it. And those of you who don't really know what he means by it is that last season for the Lakers, when it comes to like first half of the games, when we are leading by 20 points, and at the second half we lose the game by 20 points. I mean, it's kind of been that sort of trend that we've been seeing from the Lakers, mid-season, and it did not look pretty. Lakers kind of fell apart defensively, weren't grabbing rebounds, and they just couldn't grab offensive. I mean, we ranked last offensive rebounding, so that kind of hurt the Lakers when it came down to it. And D'Lo brought that up. He wants the Lakers to improve, rebound, improve on rebounds and especially on offensive rebounding. And he wants us to finish games at the end of the second half. So, and that's been something that I hope the Lakers will correct that going into this upcoming season. And I'm glad that D'Lo brought that up. And hopefully that's the expectations for him going into this upcoming season. So, and he just you know talked about Lakers Nation and how they think kindly of him and all that. I mean, he was being sarcastic when he said that, but uh, that's the type of and he's been hearing the noise and the criticisms and all that. I mean, that's been the nature of Lakers Nation when it comes down to it. And and he wants to be team first and be professional and gain the trust of the coaches and the players, and wants to improve more defensively. Hopefully that does happen going into this upcoming season for sure. So that's been D'Angelo Russell for you. And guys, it's just been a interesting off season for D'Angelo Russell, and the fact that he's getting the backing of JJ Redick, and rightfully so. I mean, he is the point guard of the team. I mean, sure, it's all about LeBron and Anthony Davis, but we need D'Angelo Russell to be that third or maybe fourth option on the team if somehow Rui Hachimura shows up as a third or maybe fourth option, according to what Patrick Beverly said about the Lakers, about Rui Hachimura, is that he should be the third option for the Los Angeles Lakers. If anything, maybe the second option, which it's impossible for him to do that. But sort of depends on Anthony Davis and LeBron if they show up on games or not. But D'Angelo Russell has to be that guy for us. Especially when it comes to his scoring offensively, his shooting and all that. So that's going to be key for the Lakers to win games for sure. And to have the backing of JJ Redick to do so, that's kind of gives you a confidence that you know D'Lo will show up this upcoming season, especially for sure he has to maybe show up because he's fighting for a contract year when it comes down to it. And that's the idea for sure, that he maybe this time around maybe he'll get paid next season. So we just have to wait and see about that. But lots of expectations for D'Lo for sure. Austin Reeves didn't really talk so much. I mean, there's nothing really that we should really talk about when it comes to Austin Reeves. But he said that he needs to be him, and that we all know who he is when he becomes him. Becomes a very good, consistent offensive player and scorer for us half the time. And um, my hope is that he will, still be the same Austin Reeves, but maybe more improved, maybe having the ball more in his hands when it comes to, just offensively for us. And, he said he wants to win games, and similar idea of what D'Angelo Russell brought up when it came to Lakers finishing games. So that's the idea for what Austin Reeves wants to bring to the table for the Lakers. And, um, and he also the backing of the players. I mean, he wants all the players on the team to show up and step up going to this upcoming season. That the kind of idea what I got from D'Angelo Russ. Sorry, from Austin Reeves when it came to his presser, is that he wants all the Lakers to contribute and step up going to this upcoming season. And being the same roster that it was last season, we kind of know how well they can play with one another. So it is something that maybe they improve on. Maybe since they know how to play with one another, they could have a much better season compared to last. You never know. We just have to wait and see about that. But I have really nothing else to say when it comes to Austin Reeves. I mean, he obviously has again the backing of JJ Redick, and he's excited to coach him and him being coached. And when it comes to JJ Redick, so he's excited for sure of having a coach like him. But we just have to wait and see if that capitalizes when it comes to the type of improvements that we'll see from Austin Reeves. And when it comes down to it, when it comes to his shooting and his the effort of maybe being more of a scorer or having the ball in his hands more compared to last season. I mean, that's something that we hopefully want to see from Austin Reeves. And when it comes down to it, but that's Austin Reeves for you. But then you have Gabe Vincent. Gabe Vincent talked about his health, and that's been the number one talk in the presser when it comes down to it. And he wants to help Lakers win games and win basketball games. And he said also that he took the summer off to focus on his health, and for him to be 100% ready to go on day one. And that's the kind of motivation and kind of hope that we expect to see from Gabe Vincent. I mean, the whole idea of why we signed him last season or last off season was that the expectation was that he can be a good help for the Lakers when it comes to postseason. And it was 2 years ago that, or maybe it was like 2 years ago, he was in the Eastern Conference Finals when it comes to, or the NBA Finals, excuse me. So, could he be the same guy that he is, or could we see the resurrection of him as the Miami Heat that he was? I mean, sort of remains to be seen. So, but he is healthy now. But let's just hope that he capitalizes on that and shows his defensive side, and which he is well known of being as being a defensive guard. So uh, hopefully that capitalizes, and we can see that from him going into this upcoming season. But his health has been the number one uh, headline for media day when it comes down to the expectations for him. So hopefully he'd be ready to go on day one, and hopefully he dominates and shows up, this upcoming season, because he only played like 11 games last season. So hopefully it'll be more than that. Vando, I have to say, guys, Vando, his energy in this media day was well noticed. It kind of seemed like that he didn't want to be talking to the media on that, today. I mean, it just seemed like he didn't want to be there. And I'm not sure what was bugging him, but, it just kind of seemed that it just wasn't his day today. I mean, maybe he woke up on the wrong side of the bed or something, or maybe, still feeling the effects of his injury or whatever. But hopefully, he'll be healthy, ready to go on day one. He said that he's trying to stay healthy, and, the same yeah, he's basically the same talking points of what Gabe Vincent had to talk about at the presser on media day. So it's kind of been the same talking points of what we heard from Gabe Vincent. So the same goes for Vando when it comes down to it. So but hopefully he'll be healthy, ready to go for the Lakers once regular season approaches, for sure. So let's continue on. And this presser really on media day really impressed me the most, and that was Max Christie. His energy and his expectations went through the roof for me when it comes to his role, what we will see from him this upcoming season. I mean, sure, he got paid, uh, so the results of him having a good year has to show because of him getting paid. So that's the number one thing for sure. But he said that he wants to have an impact on the game, and that's what I want to hear from a guy in his third year in the NBA. Obviously this is his moment to really show up this upcoming season, and he's going to have a big role on this team. I mean, he's potentially going to be backing up, uh, you know, uh, Austin Reeves, for the second unit. So, this is an opportunity for him to really show up and show out this upcoming season. He wants a huge impact on the team, and grab. He said he wants to grab rebounds and be a defense. He wants to improve defensively, which is also another thing that we want to see from our Lakers players to help carry the load off of Anthony Davis defensively. And he even said so that he wants to carry the load and crash screens and make some big threes, which is another thing that we want to see from this Lakers team as well, but more specifically in Max Christie when it comes to his defensive side. So, his shooting threes, which has been the headline for this media day that JJ Redick wants to see from this Lakers team is for them to shoot more threes, especially for Anthony Davis as well. But the fact that Max Christie brought it up, obviously, it's a huge to hear from this media day, and for him to point that out, when it came down to it. So I'm so excited, really excited to see what Max Christie will bring to the table for the Lakers. In his third year, like I said, in the NBA, kind of brings some more expectations, what we want to see from him. So, the fact that he wants to improve on his game and, grab rebounds, shoot big threes and, crash the glass and all that. I mean, he wants to have a huge impact on the team and, and he's going to because of how, him being, having a bigger role on the team now, coming off the bench as part of the second unit. So lots of expectations for Max Christie for sure. And I really can't wait to see the matchup between him and his brother with the LA Clippers. So I really can't wait to see that type of rivalry between brothers versus brother in the regular season. I mean, really excited to see that for sure. So, and he also said he wants to shoot corner threes, which is also another thing for sure. I mean, obviously, like I said, big threes. He meant shooting the corner threes as well. So that's another thing that he wants to do this upcoming season for sure. So really can't wait and really looking forward to what Max Christie brings to the table. And it's going to be very fun to see for sure. Let's talk about Jackson Hayes. He's the only big guy that is in, other than Anthony Davis, is part of the big rotation. He's going to be a big part of that. And, he even mentioned that, he wants to be a better player. He wants to, play better to the same level of what Anthony Davis is. It's a long shot, but at the same time, if he gives us enough capabilities of really contribute and to carry the load off of Anthony Davis defensively, I think the Lakers can win games when it comes down to that. So really, really looking forward to what Jackson Hayes brings to the table when it comes to the big position. And will he have a much better improved season than we saw last season? Because he even mentioned that he wants to control the foul trouble, which we witnessed numerous times last season when he was on the floor. He only played for, I mean, there was times when he only played for 2 minutes and he had up to 4 fouls when it came down to it. So he said he wants to control that and make it less. So that's hopefully the idea what we'll see from him from this upcoming season. And he said that, he wants to, play better at the pocket. So that's another thing as well that we need to see more improvement there and to carry the load off of Anthony Davis in that particular role. So maybe he'll do so, but, sort of remains to be seen. And we also need to know what Christian Koloko will bring to the table as well as part of that rotation as well. So, but I still have a feeling that the Lakers will make a trade for another big, maybe a starter big. That's why we've been hearing numerous reports, and I think I made a video about it, that the Lakers are focusing on getting Jonas Valanciunas from the Washington Wizards once he's available for trade in December 15th. So that's the hope that the Lakers will do going into this potential if upcoming season if they do make a trade to improve the roster. But as Rob Pelinka said, we need to see what 30 games will show for the Lakers if they're going to make a big move like that. So, we just have to wait and see about that. But as it stands now, with the same roster it was last season, Jackson Hayes will be a key figure for the Lakers coming off the bench to help out Anthony Davis and hopefully to carry the load off of him for sure. So, but that Jackson Hayes for you. And now let's talk about the rookies. The rookies, honestly, has for me very excited. When it comes to their expectations going to this upcoming season. I mean, sure, we already know about what Brownie James will bring to the table, and for him to be the father-son duo and to witness that in history, it's going to be very magical and uplifting to watch for sure. I really can't wait to look forward to that. And there's just a personal aspect that I didn't really like in this presser is that all the attention, I mean, and it's valid, but at the same time, you know, there was so much attention on Bronny James in this presser, and the fact that there was more questions being asked of him than Dalton Connect, it was just kind of hurtful. I mean, not hurtful, but it's just like kind of sad to watch. And the fact that Dalton Connect was just sitting there, being quiet, having his hands crossed, and just waiting for a question. I mean, it was just very sad to watch. But at the same time, I mean, you have to blame the Lakers PR crew, if anything. I mean, I don't know why they paired those two together. If anything, they should have a separate presser and just had them just talk about their expectations going into this upcoming season. But I took some key notes of what I heard. Let's talk about Dalton Connect. I mean, we already know what Bronny James brings to the table and what his expectations is, and it's been the headline is that he wants to play with his dad and all that. But there was some more things that he said that I took, and hopefully we'll bring it up for sure. But let's talk about Dalton Connect. He said he wants to be an all-around player, which I love to hear. He has the capabilities of doing all that. The fact that he is part of the rotation for the Lakers, especially when I've been seeing from certain mock rotations for the Lakers, is that he could potentially back up Rui Hachimura or LeBron James as part of the second unit. As a rookie, that's a big, huge, weight for him. Going into a new season, and obviously, being a rookie going into this into the NBA. So this is another big accomplishment for him to do. And he can do all of it, really. I mean, I think he can play multiple positions, and the fact that he's listed at this point as a small forward, but he can also play shooting guard as well. So, and that's his true position, in my opinion. But he is 6'6", so he can play multiple positions for sure. And hopefully he can improve on that. And he said he wants to learn from the vets. So, and what perfect way for him to do so than to learn it from LeBron James, who he is going to potentially back up for the second unit. So that's if Cam Reddish is in the conversation, but you never know, or maybe Vando, I'm not sure, but um, it's a combination of those three guys. But you never know. He could be the guy for us. Dalton Connect could be the guy coming off the bench for us. Maybe as six man, you never know, but that's depends on Max Christie of how well he plays and shows up in the regular season. So, you know, those are the two guys at this point that I think will be the six mans coming off the bench for us. Um, so lots of expectations for Dalton Connect, and I just love the fact that he's still young though, so I'm still going to have that on the top of my head when it comes to him being a rookie and not a lot of expectation will be thrown at him. But at the same time, with the way the roster is and no improvements from last season, for sure his role is going to be uh, leveled for sure, especially with Christian Wood being out until maybe, or no, actually, he did talk about his health. I will get to him in just a bit, but Dalton Connect for sure wants to learn from the vets and be an all-around player. That's something that I wanted to hear for sure. And he didn't really have much to say because all the attention was from Bronny James. And Bronny James said he wants to be a sponge. He wants to learn from the vets. Same what Dalton Connect wants. He wants to enjoy basketball and just be him. Hopefully he does and just not get a lot of anxiety or, stress being the son of one of the greatest players of all time in LeBron James. I mean, that is something that's going to be heavy on him going to this upcoming season as a rookie in the second round. So, it is something that hopefully he overcomes that. And, he said he wants to be, a good defensive player, which I think that his skill set will be very favorable for this Lakers team. Especially part of the rotation. I mean, he won't be have a huge part of this Lakers team. If anything, he will be like the 12th or maybe the 11th guy coming off the bench for the Lakers, and he will play with his dad a couple of games for sure. I mean, he's sure he's on a regular roster, but we're going to see him a couple of times playing for the South Bay Lakers, along with Dalton Connect for sure. But if anything, we're going to see more from Dalton Connect in the regular season than Bronny James is. I mean, that's the kind of idea of what most people will see and predict to see from um, for our rookies going to this upcoming season. So yeah, that's our rookies for you, and lots of expectations for them for sure. But at the same time, hopefully they'll learn and understand the game, and this it's going to take them a while to have, and they even said they want to be NBA ready. So I love the type of mindset that they have going to this upcoming season. Is that they want to have the experience of playing in the NBA level. So uh, hopefully we'll see that from both of these guys for sure. Uh, I took some notes when it came to Christian Wood and his health. He said that he's feeling much better and he's getting ready to come back into shape. He said that his injury was the same injury. For some reason, he just woke up one day and it's just he wasn't feeling well. I mean, he said that his knees got swollen, so that obviously played a big role why he's going to be out for at least a month or two because of it. So that's a sad reality, but hopefully he'll be healthy, ready to go, and hopefully he comes back and brings a big of impact on the team once he returns. And it was the whole reason why we got Christian Coloco was because of the injury that occurred to Christian Wood. So, but he said that he obviously is feeling better and getting back into shape. So similar to what Vando had to say, but unlike Vando, he could potentially play on day one of the regular season and opening night. You can never know. So, or maybe just a couple of games into the season, he could be playing for the Lakers very soon, compared to what Christian Wood is, who he said that he'll be reevaluated next week, but anything could happen. You never know. I mean, he could take some more time off to really improve and be healthy and get into shape because he said he needs to get into shape, which takes a long time to do for sure, especially having surgery a couple of weeks ago. So he's going to be out for sure for a lengthy period, but hopefully he'll be back very soon. And the expectation is that he wants to come back very soon. So that's some good news when it comes down to that for sure. So, but yeah, I mean, other than that, guys, I mean, we heard some of the second year players from our draft in Jalen Hood-Schifino and Maxwell Lewis. But, it was just the same talking points of what the rookies had to say from Dalton Connect and Bronny James. So it's not a lot to say of what they, they had to say in their presser. But it was just, for me, I didn't really think too much of it. I mean, I just kind of felt that it was a similar talking points of what Dalton Connect and Bronny James said in the presser on media day. So, um, but yeah, guys, I mean, other than that, uh, expectations, lots of expectations and excitement for this Lakers team when it comes down to it. I mean, I am very excited what they will have to bring to the table for the Lakers this upcoming season. Hopefully, it'll be much improved compared to last season. I mean, I think if anything, this team has the experience of playing with one another. I mean, that's the only plus going to this upcoming season, that they know how to play well with one another, and just having a second year of playing with one another kind of brings some expectations in a sense that they can win games together, that type of idea. But all the headlines was that JJ Redick wants the players to play or start to shoot more threes, and that's just been all the talking points of what we heard from Anthony Davis, from LeBron, from Rui Hachimura, And just for D'Angelo Russell to have the professionalism and for him to have the expectations of stepping up this upcoming season, and similar to what uh, Max Christie had to bring up when it comes to them carrying the load for our star players in LeBron and Anthony Davis. I mean, that's the type of idea of what we hopefully want to see from D'Angelo Russell, and the fact that he has the trust behind JJ Redick and all that. I mean, that kind of gives him more confidence to play well, or just to play at his best this upcoming season. And we already heard about what Gabe Vincent had to say. Austin Reeves, similar talking points of what uh, D'Angelo Russell brought up and his excitement of playing with JJ Redick, and it's just there's just a lot of excitement for sure going into this upcoming season. And with the energy and the type of backing of what JJ Redick brings to the table compared to what Darvin Ham did, I think there's a lot of excitement and a lot of team chemistry that's going to be more improved going through this upcoming season. And hopefully it just capitalizes, and hopefully will resonate for this Lakers locker room. And hopefully we win games. Hopefully there's to be some improvements. And with training camp, which begins tomorrow, we just have to see how well they play with one another in practice, and especially preseason. I'm really looking forward to what preseason beholds for the Lakers for sure. Um, if the more uh, playing time we see from a full roster in the preseason, the better. Because for me, I would just love to see more of them playing with one another on the NBA level, or just as a team as compared to um, training camp. So hopefully we can see more from them in the preseason more, and then once regular season, we will have a much better idea of what they can bring to the table in the regular season. So yeah, guys. I mean, that's my thoughts and opinions about media day. I mean, there's a lot of expectations, lots of promises, and it's just something that I hope that they will capitalize on that. I mean, there's a lot of expectations for the Lakers team. Now, I still think they should improve on certain areas. That's why I hope that they will potentially make a trade, potentially very soon, once all players are available for trades in December. But you never know; anything could happen when it comes to maybe the trade deadline. Maybe Rob Pelinka will have a trade in play, and maybe he'll improve that way. If somehow the Lakers are not winning games to the expectations, and stuff like that. So um, that's my hope. Hopefully, Lakers will be healthy, ready to go, improve on their shooting, and to finish games in the second halves, which obviously D'Lo brought up and Austin Reeves brought up, and that's hopefully the expectation for them to play better defensively, grabbing rebounds, grabbing offensive rebounds, which has also been the flaw of the Lakers last season. And hopefully everything will be improved. And maybe with the leadership of what JJ Redick brings to the table, lots of expectations will obviously bring to the table for what JJ Redick can bring to the Lakers for sure. So before I exit out, guys, I want to show you guys the Lakers, training camp roster. Just give me a moment. Just there we go. So, guys, and for those who haven't yet, please subscribe to ZSN on YouTube. The notifications. Well, I don't know if you guys can see. I mean, I'm not really signed in at the moment, but at the moment, there is the subscribe button. So please make sure to hit that notification bell as well. That's right next to it, but obviously it doesn't show it on here. But guys, this is show me love, support. I mean, subscribe and follow me all across social media. But what I wanted to show you guys is the Lakers. Oh, and by the way, rest in peace to Hakim Mutombo. He died from brain cancer at age 58. One of the greatest shot blockers of all time, Hall of Famer, and hopefully, our condolences to his family. And he was a great humanitarian, really great guy. Lots of players, including Magic Johnson, raves about him, and even Kobe, God rest his soul. He appreciated him when he was around. So and obviously he's been one of the greats, Hall of Famer, a legend. When it comes down to it. So rest in peace to Hakembe Mutombo. Just had to put that out there. And what I was going to talk about was the oh, for some reason I didn't post it. I'm going to post it right after this video for sure, or this live stream. So my apologies. I wish I could switch back to Facebook, but it's on my Facebook page if you guys want to check it out. But um, I guess I wish you guys this time for that. But I will be posting that on the community tab after this live stream. So so guys, media day is over. Tomorrow is the training camp, and lots of things will potentially uh, will show up. When it comes to certain players, and there are going to be some that are fighting for a roster spot, and some will be fighting for a big rotation for sure. I mean, especially when it comes to the big position. If Christian Coloco is healthy or can participate in training camp, you never know. Could he be the guy that could potentially back up Anthony Davis at the center position, or will it be Jackson Hayes? Is sort of remains to be seen. But lots of players are going to be fighting for a bigger role on the team, it's for sure. So for the next 3 days, we're going to see how they show up and play, and I think maybe once preseason begins, we have a much better idea of how the rotation will look like and who will be the sixth man and all that. And really looking forward to that. And like I said, guys, I will be going live for the Lakers post game show for preseason and give you guys my thoughts and my opinions about that for sure. So if you haven't yet, hit that notification bell and subscribe to ZSN on YouTube. And the return of the Lakers regular season post game show for 82 games will return once the regular season begins in the next 3 weeks. So, or maybe 2 weeks. It's sort of confusing at the moment, but yeah, I will be talking about the first preseason game on Friday for sure. So stay tuned for that and hit that notification bell and subscribe to ZSN on YouTube. And I'll see you all in the next live stream and in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Go Lakers. Take it easy, guys. Stay safe out there.